to the weekly community oracle pull. This is where we do low cost readings. So the whole point of this live specifically to do readings for y'all. So if you are a Patreon member or a channel member, as always, your reading is included in your membership. So y'all can go ahead and start dropping your questions down below. For those who are not Patreon members or channel members on YouTube or on Patreon, and you want me to pull some cards for you, just send $5 to $10 to my Venmo or Cash App, which is the same as my name. And then just leave a comment with which deck you want me to use and the question that you have, unless you want me to keep it general, you can say that too. And these are your card options. So you can pick from the Enchanted Map Oracle deck, the Nature Speak Oracle deck, the Messages from the Mermaids Oracle deck, the Archangel Michael Oracle deck, the Moonology Oracle deck, and the Okana Oracle deck. But please only pick this deck if you're trying to do shadow work, because this deck will definitely read you to the filth, and it's like, you know, it can be one of those things that, you know, it can be really in your face about it. So definitely just keep that in mind. If you're not trying to do shadow work, don't use this deck, because this deck is very, very in your face. So we will be on here for an hour. Let me just pull these out. So I already have these ready to go. 1 second, y'all. But how y'all doing? Are y'all doing good? I am exhausted today because your girl's been doing readings all day. It's been a little crazy. But I caught up today, which is great. Tomorrow I got more readings, but I also had so I make my dog's food like from scratch. Like I have to go get, you know, her food at the supermarket. So like the ground turkey or whatever with the vegetables and stuff like that, and it gets mixed together. And the whole process of chopping vegetables and everything takes like 6 hours. So it's like it's a hot mess. A hot mess. 1 second, y'all. I just got a notification. I just want to check it. 1 second. Two. Just refresh. Hey y'all, sorry, it got disconnected for a second. It got disconnected for a second. Can y'all see me? I'm pretty sure. Do you have any suggestions for the type of questions? It's up to you. I am not a Taurus. I'm definitely a Capricorn. Do you have a suggestions for the type of questions? I mean, it's up to you what you want to know. You can keep it general if you don't know what to ask. Yeah, you keep it general if you don't know what to ask. It's like the best advice that I could probably give you. But for those who are gonna need, who are not Patreon members or channel members and want me to pull some cards for them, just go ahead and send $5 to $10 to my Venmo or Cash App, which is the same as my username. We're gonna start with Michaela. Hey, Michaela, general, any deck, please. Got you, boo. I don't know why, but I'm feeling the Moonology for you right now, so that's what we're gonna do. But I hope everybody's been doing good, y'all. It's been a hectic day, a hectic day. So, ooh. I'm excited to like just get to connect with y'all and then just unwind a little bit after tonight, after the day I've had, which has been a lot. Okay, I'm glad that y'all can see me again. Okay, so I hope everybody's been having a good day. Let's see. Michaela. What does Michaela need to know? Any general messages from Michaela? What does Michaela Hawkins need to know? Any general messages? Okay. Any general messages? Okay. Let's get one more card from Michaela. Ooh. Oh. Okay. All right. Beautiful. Bottom of the deck is this is the new moon. A new start is coming. Which is beautiful. So you got 4 cards, my love. The first one you got is the full moon in Gemini. The answers that you need are coming. Is what this looks like. Okay. Then you have a fiery climax approaches. Okay. There's the full moon in Aries. Confidence is your key to success, which is the new moon in Leo. This is what this one looks like. Okay. And a personal issue reaches a resolution, which is a full moon in Cancer. Okay. So there's a couple of things going on here. Couple of things. There's definitely a little bit like the way that the season shifted from Pisces into Aries has a lot more fire kind of building within your energy and within what's going on around you. It's almost kind of like things are picking up speed, things are picking up a little bit, they're getting a little bit more intense, they're getting a little bit more focused, they're getting a little bit more, there's energy, there's a push, there's a kind of like a vibe, it feels like there's a lot of things. It's almost kind of like when you build a fire and you're trying to keep it steady, so then it just can stay there for like a couple of like, whether it be an hour or so, however long you're going to be by the fire. So it can like stay steady. There's almost kind of like that, okay, you were trying to start the fire for a while, right? You started the fire, it finally lit up, you got the, little embers going, and then it finally started being that steady, stable fire. And as you're adding more fire, more wood into there, it's just becoming a lot stronger and steadier. It's able to sustain itself. This is what it feels like. It feels like there's a building energetically right now. It feels like you're also getting a lot of oomph in power, in energy, in like a push as well within yourself. So Aries season for you is definitely going to be a season that's going to feel like you got your footing back. You're a little bit more like you're on track for what it is that you're trying to do. It also is pushing you to be a little bit more confident. The fire energy is asking you to be a little bit more confident, asking you to spend time taking care of and fueling your body. Make sure that you are eating like good meals, that you're eating things that are actually sustaining you, that are giving you energy. I will also work with the colors red and eat like strawberries and stuff like that, because it just feels like you need to connect to the color red itself. It just feels like you need to dive into the flames, like lean into it more. Don't fear your energy or your power or your light. Just actually work with it more during this time. Aries season requires you to do a little bit more work energetically to get your balance, especially because that climax can feel a little tiring. When it's kind of like you've been watching a movie for like an hour and a half or something, and it finally reached the climax, and then everything's just going down to that one moment, and then once that moment happens, things start to kind of like cool off and unwind, and all of a sudden you're like, oh my god, that was a little bit stressful, and I just need to like get through the last bit. You're gonna need to kind of get to that point, especially when we get into Taurus season. But for now, you're building up to this climax. As the energy continues to intensify, as the energy continues to push you into really navigating your actions right now, navigating your choices. And your choices, you should be confident about the moves that you're making during this time, especially with the new moon and Leo card. You should feel confident. You should feel like the actions that you are taking, the things that you are doing are what's right for you during this time. Definitely make sure you're listening to yourself as well, because there's this energy of like because I am listening to myself, I'm able to, you know, get closure, get peace surrounding the situation, surrounding this thing that I've been kind of like trying to get through for a while. I'm able to like come to peace with it, come to terms with it. That's why you're getting the full moon in Cancer, being your outcome card. There's this kind of like, you know what, you went through the journey, you went through the turbulence of it, and now you come out of it in like, you know, it's the end of the movie now. Now you get to walk away. Now you get to kind of like, it could be happily ever after. It could look like however it is that you want it to look like. But there is a lot of communication also happening right now. There's a lot of mental energy happening right now, and there's also a sense of having clarity. In order for you to have and, you know, create action towards the things that you want in a way that makes sense. It has to like make sense for you to feel confident about what your moves. It has to make sense. If it doesn't make sense to you, you're not going to be able to make moves that are based on like truth, or based on like you're feeling really grounded in it, like you're feeling very confident. Because you know, when you like know your shit, or you're having an argument with someone but you know your shit or whatever it is, and you're just like, no, I'm confident that I know what I'm freaking talking about, right? It's kind of like that. It feels like you need to have all of the factors and the variables in order for you to feel confident about the actions that you're taking. And because when you have that confidence, when you have the answers that you're looking for, when you have that clarity as well, you'll be able to come out of it and reach a conclusion after you go through this beautiful kind of climax of energy. But definitely make sure you're looking at your energy levels during this time, my love, because you might feel a little bit more exhausted, or dealing with other people or dealing with certain situations might feel a little bit, you know, more tiring. So make sure you're giving yourself time to rest as well. Make sure you're paying attention to your rest. But this is also a great time for you to do some candle magic as well. Work with the fire element. Take your time with it as well. Connect to the element of fire. Connect to that power. Connect to that energy. Look at how you can maintain your energies throughout the next couple of weeks in a really balanced way, because it's going to help you feel a little bit more grounded with yourself, and it's going to build your confidence. If you are, you know, very certain about your opinions, your thoughts, your ideas of the things that you're working towards, and you're just kind of like, you know, this is it, this is what I believe, this is what I'm doing, this is what you're going to be able to have, that confidence that you're looking for. And then that confidence will bring you to that conclusion, and you'll be able to kind of make peace and move forward into the next step. But there is this new beginning coming, okay? Because the bottom of the deck for you is like a new start is coming, which is a new moon, and then believe in the impossible, okay, which is the blue moon. So definitely pay attention to that. Build to that energy. Aries, especially April 1st is going to be an Aries moon. So there is this kind of push towards and building towards energy. So definitely pay attention to that, because it's going to feel a little bit, you know, very powerful and very energetically. It can just push you over the edge a little bit, but you can work with it in a way where you're actually fueling your intentions, fueling your dreams in the right way, versus kind of getting lost in the sauce. Okay. So that is your reading, my love. I hope that you got all of the messages that you needed. Let me just put these babies back in there. So I will restate the spiel. So that way, oh, wait, hold on. There we go. I will restate the spiel for those who just came through. But whatchamacalls it? This is the weekly community oracle pull. So we're here to just literally pull some cards. This is the part of the week where we focus in on, wait, 1 second. There we go. Okay, where we just focus on low cost readings. This is the whole point of them. So basically, we're gonna be here for another 45 minutes. So for those who are Patreon members and channel members, your question is already included. Your reading is already included. So you can go ahead and drop in the comment section which deck you want me to pick from, and if you want it to be a general reading or you have something specific, then we could pick from there. And for those who are not Patreon members or channel members and you want me to pick a card for you or do a reading for you, you can go ahead and send $5 to $10 to my Cash App or Venmo, which is the same as my username. With that said, I believe somebody is next. Hold on, I gotta look through these. Hey boo, hey y'all, hey everybody. Hey, welcome, big welcome to everybody. I'm trying to find. Okay, boom. Can I get a reading about my daughter's career with the mermaid that I have for permission to ask? Okay, let's see. Heather's daughter. Let's see what's coming up. Ooh. Let's see what's coming up within her daughter's career. What does she need to know about her daughter's career? What does she need to know about her daughter's career? Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay. What does she need to know about her daughter's career? Okay. Okay, bottom of the deck is decisions. Bottom of the deck is decisions. Wow. Wow. Okay. Wow. This reading is very, very like, wow. Okay. So the first two cards are very similar to each other. The first one is awareness, and the next one is discernment. Okay. Then you have solitude, re-energize. Okay. And light is your outcome. Light is your outcome. Okay, so when it comes to her daughter, your daughter and her career specifically, there's a lot of things going on. First and foremost, one, I think that there needs to be a little bit more of a focus and an awareness within intuition, which is really important. There's almost like a sense of needing to listen to yourself, a sense of needing to really process or dissect is the better word that I should use, what is going on internally and emotionally, okay, with the awareness card. Because it's almost like the awareness card is asking you to pay a little bit more closely attention to your surroundings, to what's happening around you, to like the animals that keep popping up, to like the numbers that keep popping up, to like, it's almost kind of like you're getting warnings or getting like trying to, messages are trying to come through, but it's kind of like, you kind of walking around not trying to see it and kind of like having your face blocked to it. There's this need for a little bit more awareness and openness, especially when it comes to accepting if something needs to be shifted. And this is why you're getting the discernment card. Okay, this is why the discernment is coming up here. There are certain things that need to be dived in more when it comes to the situation within the career. And because the solitude card is coming up and the re-energized card is coming up, something is telling me that something is off here. It almost feels like your daughter needs to spend a little bit of time alone, kind of processing where they're at. It's almost kind of like being in a midway point where it's kind of like, do I still want to do this? Is this what I really want to do? Is this what I'm meant to do? Is this what my focus is supposed to be? Should I be putting in my energy towards this? Is this what I love? Am I doing what I love? Am I doing what I'm meant to be doing? Did you get your natal chart reading for your daughter? I wonder, because it would give you some insight on what's going on elsewhere within their own like birth chart, especially with the North Node, that they might be going through right now, which might be causing this. Because it's so easy to say like, oh, this is what I'm meant to do, but the second your North Node or like your chart looks a whole different, like it's telling you, oh no, you're supposed to be doing this, it actually shifts things quite a bit. So I wonder if this whole thing about discernment and awareness has to do with needing to dive in a little bit deeper into your daughter, like her purpose. What is her purpose? What is she meant to do? What is it that's sitting in alignment with her? Is she getting pushed into a direction or something that she's not meant to be doing? It's almost like, especially the awareness card, it's almost like giving, like, there's been red flags. There's been like, no, don't go this, don't do this, don't do this. But it's kind of like, oh, but I guess I still have to do it anyway. I would say if you want to dive into like what's going on in a understanding your daughter's energy, what she is doing, where her, what what she's supposed to be achieving within this lifetime, to get her a natal chart reading so you can actually like understand what her purpose is, because her purpose could be intervening with her career, um and there's just like a sense of needing more awareness, like coming into more knowledge, coming into a more under like soul like understanding about her personal journey that requires solitude. It requires her to spend time processing. Okay, this is very Virgo, very like hermit, very like I need to actually understand myself. I need to know myself. I need to like be passionate about what I want to do. It's giving a lot of different things, but it requires that comfortability that comes after. Okay, the solitude, which is the re-energize, is feeling a little bit more passionate about what you're actually meant to do. So there's a journey that she's going through right now where it's putting her in the position that she's kind of a little bit is like a second guessing. But there's also like there's been warning signs, there's been red flags, there's been things kind of like pulling her into a different direction. And it's almost like the awareness that she receives from her solitude, from her being able to pull back and actually have an understanding about what she's supposed to be doing. It's going to bring in this re-energizing energy where it's just like, I know what I'm here to do. I know what I got to do. I know what I'm focusing on. I've been wasting my time doing this, or I've been not putting enough, effort in that. Like it's a kind of it's a redo kind of energy. It's kind of a, it's like adding, it's like if you buy soup at the store and you have to add seasoning because it don't taste right kind of thing. Like it's like a flavoring of the thing with a re-energized card. It's gonna give her a bigger sense of purpose when she understands, okay, with the discernment, when she understands what's going on. And then the outcome is light, which means that when you come into like light energy, when you're able to, like let's say you're going through something and then you come out of it, like you come into the light, it's what it started, it's what the journey started, right? We came into awareness itself is light, because you're opening yourself up to the truth, you're opening yourself up to accepting the things that are meant for you. It has a sense of destiny to it as well. When you're following the light, you are following your path, you're understanding why. That's the other thing. Awareness is like having that sense of purpose. There's certain people that are born with gifts but don't understand their purpose until later on in their lives, and that's kind of where she's at. It's kind of like she's coming into terms, into understanding, and it fell, into understanding her purpose, her lights, like what she's supposed to, why, why am I doing this, but why did I have to do, but why did it have to be me, but why. It's like okay, let us understand the why, let us see why, let us look at it. So yeah, I would recommend, getting her a natal chart reading. I feel like it would help her a lot in understanding like her purpose, but also the rest of her energies, because there's certain times where we get distracted by certain other planetary energies within our, birth charts. Like I know people that their birth chart is very focused on, like, they have a specific purpose, right? But then, their moon is stuck in their seventh house, and all they can emotionally think about and put their energy into is, getting a partner. Okay, that's all they can think about, even though literally the rest of their chart is like, yeah, but you also need to achieve this. You can emotionally focus on this, but you also need to make sure you get this done. It can be a little bit frustrating when that happens, because then if you achieve one but not the other, there's a part of you that's going to feel later down the line like you didn't get to do your purpose. Like there's a part of you that didn't get to complete what it is that your soul was meant to complete here. So it can feel a little bit, frustrating, and it really comes down to having the awareness too. Okay, y'all know I do like past life readings, and I work a lot within the Akashic records, and the Library of Souls is all about understanding your soul's journey, understanding why you need to heal certain things, why a past life has been affecting you from like years ago. It's all about understanding your purpose, right? And so it it gets me a little bit like confused sometimes when I see people like just like walking, like they get over it and they're like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand. When and then right after they get the knowledge, they get the understanding. It's like, oh my God, Abby, everything made sense. Everything made sense. I understand now. Like it's like the puzzle pieces. You only have a couple of things that comes into your awareness. You only got a couple of different things, and then when you put it all together, you say, okay, let me see what let me get the discernment. Let me get the knowledge. Let me understand why all of these things are happening. Then once you get that knowledge and all the pieces come together, this is when the re-energizing happens. And this is when the light energy ends up being as healing as it is, because knowledge is not only power, but it can be very, very healing. It can also be very hurtful as well. There's a lot of things that the light can do, but at the end of the day, it can help you have a lot more, like a bigger, clear picture in your direction and where you're going. And that's what's happening with her. There's a need for her to kind of like almost like recalibrate, like look at the whole thing in a different perspective and understand what the purpose is, understand the why, understand it's like you need a purpose. You can't just, you know, it's kind of like, think of it like a superhero, you know, for like pretty much like every goddamn superhero that there is, there's like a rise or a kind of a story into why they became who they became. Without that story, they don't become who they become. And that is the purpose. Okay. It creates the purpose. It creates the need. It creates a passion for the thing. And so it's really important for her to understand the purpose. So that's the messages that are coming through for her as well. But it's very layered. It's very layered. And I feel like she needs a natal chart reading, and that's what I would recommend for you to move forward in, because then it's just gonna give a little bit more clarity in life. It's just gonna give a little bit more clarity. So I hope that made sense, because bottom of the deck, there's some decisions that are gonna be made, and it requires discernment. It requires more knowledge. It requires a little bit more understanding on that end. Okay. Hold 1 second. Everything's like loading. Hold on. Ooh. Okay, I had to pick this baby up. Okay, so send a Venmo, any deck. I just want to. What do I need to hear about my spirit work right now? Okay. You said any deck, right? Okay, so Archangel Michael wants to take this one, so that's what we're gonna do. After I do this reading on TikTok, I'm gonna do Amber. Amber's next after this one. So let's see. What do you need to know about your spirit work right now? You need to know about your spirit work right now. Okay. Woo! Child, my God. Okay. Wow. Okay. So, cool beans. Wow. What's the name? Bad Goth Fatty. That's your name. My God. Okay. So, this reading is a little blunt. Archangel Michael's being very direct with this, so I'm just gonna let you know. But the first card is self-respect. Okay. The next card is it's time to leave this unhealthy situation. Okay. And then we have detach from the situation. Okay. And then we have ask Archangel Michael to help you with the situation. My God. Okay. So a couple of different things. The reason why the self-respect card is coming up the way it is almost because it's like sometimes we go through certain things, especially when it comes to our relationships with people, our relationships in different situations, whether it be work, whether it be like whatever it is that we're going through. Like we go through certain things and it can make it so there are times that we choose other people, or that we pick other people above us, or that we, you know, give respect more to other people or certain situations or certain ideals or whatever it is above our own. And it creates a sense of, on the egotistical level, on an ego level, it creates a little bit of a breakdown within oneself and your own self-confidence. And it makes it so the way that you navigate your life is like you ignore the fact that what you're doing and the choices and the actions that you're doing are actually disrespectful to you. Okay. But how you're navigating your relationships with other people in your life, it's like you're not holding yourself, you're not having enough respect for yourself, you're not putting yourself first. Okay. And that is ever present by the detached from the situation, and it's time to leave. It's time to leave an unhealthy situation, which means that you have kept yourself in a situation that it's literally not meant for you. Like, it's literally, there's nothing about it that is, it's not for you at all. And because you have kept it in your life for as much as it has been, it has caused you to have a lower amount of respect for yourself. You are not respecting yourself right now, because if you were, you would accept the fact that it's time to leave an unhealthy situation and detach from said situation so that you can respect yourself, and for you to hold yourself to a higher regard and a higher esteem. It's kind of like there's also a lack of self-care here, because if you care about yourself, if you love yourself, then you won't allow yourself to be put in situations where you are mistreated, where you are harmed, where you are put last, where you are not thought of, where you are not, when it comes to like yourself and your ego, it's literally about you being the center of attention in many ways, but it's in a healthy way. It's in the, okay, am I being cared for? Am I being even thought of? Am I just playing a role here? Am I just playing a role for other people or for somebody else? Or am I just being used? And it's very, very layered. But the fact that the self-respect card is coming up, it's like you need to look at the situation through a whole different perspective. I think that what you're doing right now, especially when it comes to the work that you're doing spiritually, you need to focus more with your ego. Okay, that is very deeply embedded into your solar plexus. This is your solar plexus. Your solar plexus is where your ego is. That gut feeling, right? That's your solar plexus. Now, your solar plexus is also your stomach. Okay, you know what we do to our stomachs? We feed our stomachs. That's where the energy comes from. Okay, our solar plexus is the point of energy for us. It's where we put the energy that we move throughout our day, throughout months, throughout years. It's literally, we feed ourselves, we keep ourselves alive so that we can create action towards the things that we want. And that is built, that is fed through in the stomach. Right now, there is like issues going on within your solar plexus because you are not picking yourself. You're not. You're picking other people. You're letting people take your self-respect, which is inherently crippling you from acting within your own means and for yourself within your ego. So there's a lot of ego work that you need to do. There's a lot of self-esteem like work that you also need to do. And there's a lot of self-care and self-love that you need to do for yourself when it comes to your work right now. So spiritually, you should be focusing on self-love and self-care. That's what you need to be focusing on. The lack of you doing this is causing you to have a lower self-respect. When you say, okay, you know what? I'm gonna focus on loving myself. I'm gonna focus about caring about yourself. When you care about yourself, that means that you are removing obstacles, peoples, and things that are not for your highest good. Why? Because you care about yourself first and foremost. That is your priority. Okay. That is your priority. That's what means something. That is what brings that's ultimately what's going to bring you not only the respect what you want, but the stability and grounding within yourself that you need for yourself. Okay, when you remove the obstacles, when you remove and detach from the situations, and not only do you need to do some like letting go, some death and transformation work, but also some self-love and self-care work. When you do your self-love and self-care, you're able to say, okay, is this benefiting me? Is this making me happy? Is this person like, actually, does this person even care about me? Have I been avoiding red flags? Have I been staying here longer than I should have been? Is this something that I should keep entertaining? Is this something that's meant for me? Is this something that just doesn't feel right anymore? But I've just been keeping it here out of, wanting to hold on and not let go of certain things. Okay. There's a need for you to reevaluate the things that are actually really toxic in your life. And the way you do that is by caring about yourself. Okay. That's a self-respect. When you love yourself, and you sit there with yourself and you're going through a situation, you'll be able to recognize when something is harming you, because you will feel it. You will feel it. You will feel someone talking to you all weird or backwards. You will feel, a situation at work not feeling right. You will feel like discontent. You won't feel happy. You won't feel joy. You will just feel like really down, really depressed. It will just get really heavy really, really quickly. And what ends up absorbing all of that energy? Your spirit. Your spirit absorbs all of that energy, and then it manifests through all of the other energies. It's going to manifest mentally, it's going to manifest emotionally, it will manifest physically, and your spirit ultimately, energetically, you'll be really, really heavily blocked. Okay. So right now, you need to focus on a lot of empowerment work. You need to do a lot of release work spiritually. You need to really, protect yourself as well. And for this, again, ask your spirits to help you. If you're having an issue letting go of something that is absolutely not meant for you, you need to work with your spirits to do so. You need to work with your spirits. You need to ask for protection from these things. You need to ask for certain things to be removed that are not meant for you. The second you give consent, and y'all know I talk about spiritual consent a lot on the channel and on everything. Spiritual consent is really, it comes down to what you are consenting to. And more often than not, a lot of people consent to being abused, being manipulated, being, taken advantage of. Why? Because they allow certain people and certain things to stay in their lives longer than they need to. So the second you say, you know what, I'm calling back my power, and I'm not consenting to certain people, certain things to take from me who do not have my highest, greatest good. You know how many people will literally drop her from your life if you decided to just state that, to set that intention, be like, hey, I'm calling my ancestors. I do not want this no more. Okay, I need to be protected. I need to, please help me. Just, I'm closing the door to this. I don't want nobody taking my power. I don't want nobody trying to take advantage of me. Because when you keep these people in your life, but they're not good for you, you are consenting for them to continue the bullshit that they do to you. So you have to understand, the second you give consent for that thing to be removed, they get removed. They get removed. But it's just like, your spirits are not, there are some ancestors and some spirit guides that will have divine intervention and be like, okay, enough is enough. This person got to go. And that can happen in different ways. But most often than not, your ancestors and spirits cannot do much without your consent. And sometimes your consent does not need to be verbalized for it to be consent. Because if you don't consent to being protected that day, if you don't pray for protection that day, your spirits cannot just go above and beyond for you and just, oh, let me just protect this person from not getting spiritually attacked today, even though they did not ask me for that, but let me just do that anyway. Not every single spirit will do that. Not every single, there's different laws for certain things, okay? And when it comes to you having a human experience in your life, you are the one that is driving the car, okay? You are riding the horse. You are choosing the direction, okay? You cannot always expect certain things. There are certain things that will completely be divine intervention. There are certain things that will be planetary, okay? There are certain things that will happen or pop off or happen in your life that will 1000% be because certain things are happening and certain things are being triggered in a certain way. Or somebody else's consent triggers a shift and a change for you because you are lacking the will to do it for yourself. So you have to understand, sometimes if you don't consent to something, something else will. It's as simple as that. And there are certain spirits that will cross that consent. And, this is how people end up spiritually possessed where they shouldn't have been. So right now, I need you to do a lot more self-empowerment work. You should be doing protection work. You should be doing healing work. You should be, I know I'm giving you homework, boo, but this is just what it's going to be. You should be doing healing work. You should be doing some death and some release work within your practice. It's absolutely necessary for you to just sit down with yourself, do some core cutting, do some release work, okay? Ask for things to be removed that are literally not meant for you, and literally watch people just literally stop talking to you. Watch people just like vanish, move to another state completely. Like it's on that level where it's like you need to take back control, because too much has been in control of other people that now it's time to like, you need to respect yourself enough to make the choices. Okay. So that is your message, my love. I hope that made sense. I hope that you got all the messages that you needed, but it's a lot of homework that I just gave you. So you get to that. Now, I believe, yeah, Amber is next. I'm going to try to like get to everybody in the time, because y'all know I'll be talking a lot. Your girl has a Gemini moon. Okay, y'all can't be mad at me about that. So we're going to do Amber, and then we are going to do Drea, and then no, we're going to do Haiti and then Drea after that. So let's do Amber first. Amber said, career advice, any deck, please and thank you. Okay, we're gonna go with the Nature Speak Oracle, because that's the one that was jumping out to me. And I usually pick, if y'all let me pick the deck, I'll pick it intuitively. So Amber Davis, what does Amber Davis need to know about career? What advice does Amber Davis need to know? Oh, hold on, because that whole thing just jumped out. What does Amber Davis need to know about her career? What does Amber Davis need to know? Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay. What does Amber Davis need to know about her career? Okay. 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 All right. Okay. So this is a cute reading. So the first card, you have Maintain Hope. Okay. This is what it looks like. The deck that I just used, you mean the deck that I'm using now? That's the Nature Speak Oracle. The deck that I just used before that is the Archangel Michael Oracle deck. Sorry, somebody asked a question. Maintain Hope. Okay, that's the first card. Second one, trust in your power. Trust in your power. Okay, the third one, awakening dreams. Awakening dreams. And the fourth and last card is Spirit is About. Okay. Now, the message here is very, very, very clear. It's very to your face and it's very, very clear. You need to really stay grounded within what you know you're supposed to be doing. Okay. And sometimes that can get really difficult. Sometimes things get in the way. Sometimes it gets a little mucky. Sometimes we get distracted. Sometimes, maybe there's a bad day and then all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, but yesterday was such a bad day. I don't know. Like, am I still? And then it just turns into kind of like a questioning, or doubt starts creeping in many ways. Especially if you've been focusing on manifesting certain things and certain doors opening for you. You need to just stay the course right now when it comes to your career. Not only do you need to maintain hope, but you need to trust that your intention and what it is that you specifically are trying to accomplish is going to come to pass. Okay. You need to move and navigate through this world as if what you want already happened. It's already yours. That's it. You really need to it's like, you see how it's coming into awakening dreams? I want you to think about like how people romanticize artists, how people romanticize people who are, painters, and like people who break through. Okay, people who like end up going mainstream. Like an artist, like just out of the damn top of my head, I'm gonna just pick a Capricorn because this is fun. But think, like, for example, Lin-Manuel Miranda, right? Regular old Puerto Rican dude who literally busted his ass to write Broadway, okay? Which to just go into Broadway, which is not something common that like Latinos are known for in any capacity. He's definitely changed the field on that one. But he had this dream and he was very passionate, even though he always says this, he doesn't have like a greatest voice out there, but he wanted to do Broadway. That was his dream, right? And then it just becomes a story. Like, I'm sure eventually there's going to be a life story freaking movie on this guy where it'll just be like, his journey from taking the train, which he still does, if I'm not mistaken, to taking the train to actually getting his shows on Broadway, working with Disney, working on movies, doing all this stuff. And then all of a sudden, all these dreams all these dreams of creation, of working with music, working with different artists, all having the openness and also the financial abundance to be able to kind of fund different projects and certain things. It's kind of like that moment where you're at the point in that story where you are sending your work to be reviewed by people who have the funds to fund it, to fund your dreams. And it's almost like there's certain things that got in the way, are getting in the way of that. I remember like watching, there was like a couple videos on Lin-Manuel Miranda and like In the Heights and also Hamilton, how they're, even though getting in the Heights on Broadway was also like a whole mission on its own. But there were certain things that people who were wanting to fund it wanted to change about it, and he refused to do so. And it's kind of like that, where it's just like certain things happen that make you feel like you're not gonna, oh, is this gonna cripple me from getting my dream? Is this gonna stop me from getting my dream or getting what I want? Is this gonna stop me? And instead of like, giving up on the thing, he kept pushing it. Okay. He maintained the hope and he trusted in his power. He trusted it. He focused on his creation. He focused on the artistry, the dream itself. You need to do that right now. You're in the part of a movie where you're not necessarily where you want to be yet, but that's where you're headed. And so you need to trust in yourself to get you there, but you also need to be hopeful. You need to live in hope for what it is that you dream about. You need to like not let doubt creep in and kind of make you, have like dips and then like second guess yourself. You really, if it's what you are meant to do, what you want to do, and what is purposeful and meaningful to you, and that's your dream come true. Okay, y'all, our generation grew up on freaking daydreaming and like Cinderella stories and all of these type of like fairy tale stuff, and we know that we always kind of have, because we're born into that kind of generation, we know that that's kind of the way that we look at the world a lot of the time. We see the world as like the movie, we see our lives as like a movie, and certain parts of our stories are stuck in certain phases of life, right? But you need to continue to push on. The movie does not end for you right now. Okay, the story does not end for you right now. Would you ask yourself, does this make a compelling story where you're at right now? No. This story is in the climax. You're getting to the climax. You're building to that beautiful moment where you're able to see your dream literally come true, and then you're maintaining that afterwards. Okay, and the fact that you're getting the Spirit is About card, your spirits are like, you need to stay more consistent. You need to also have more patience, but you need to trust yourself. Okay, you need to not self-doubt yourself, because your spirits are also very much working on helping you navigate this dream and bring it to fruition, bring it to life. But you need to like not get in the way of yourself either. Okay, and it's not like, oh, you need to have toxic positivity. It's not that at all. It's just that you need to romanticize your dreams. How many times have I said that y'all need to romanticize your lives? Okay, I feel like I say this a lot. I feel like I say this a lot, but it's true. You need to romanticize your dreams. You need to dream about it like as if it was a lover, like if it was your, like if it was a movie, like if your life was a movie, how would it look like? What would the colors be? Okay, if you were writing a show or writing a book about your life, what is the tone? How are you romanticizing it? I need y'all to Pisces this shit up, okay? Because it's very later, and I feel like you just need to, you need to, it's like once you know something's already yours, that's what it is. That is your dream. That's what you see yourself. That's what you envision yourself. Hold on to that vision of it. Isn't that what we talked about on Monday with the weekly healing circle, about holding on to your vision? Because I feel like I said that like 80 times on that live. But this is why this is coming up for you in the way that it's coming up, because you need to hold on to that vision. You need to literally maintain the hope, romanticize it, okay? Daydream about it, think about it, dream about it. Visualize yourself in it. Okay, do it. It just, listen. Things are opening up, and things are going. You're going to start getting closer and closer to where you want to be. But until then, romanticize yourself getting in there. What would it look like? What does that look like? What does that conversation? What does the situation looks like? Okay, you need to do a little bit more romanticization. Fall in love with your dream. Okay, fall in love with it. That's just going to help it move faster. But you need to trust in your power and your ability to make it and bring it to fruition as well. Stop doubting yourself. Stop doubting it. Okay, it's yours. Period. That's it. Okay, that is your reading, my love. I hope that it made sense, and I hope that you got all the messages that you needed from that. But I feel like your reading was very straight to the point. Like, your spirits are like, we here. You need to stop doubting this. Like, it was very, very straight to the point. Okay, Haiti, I am. I was just sending it for my reading. Haiti, do you have a question? Oh, there we go. It's down here. I want to know, my spirit guides tell me. One to tell me. Okay, what does Haiti need to know? Haiti Gonzalez. The Moonology deck is just screaming at me right now. Okay. Wow, that came out really fast. Okay, Haiti Gonzalez. What does Haiti Gonzalez need to know right now? Okay. What does Haiti Gonzalez need to know right now? Oh, hold on. What does Haiti Gonzalez need to know? Oh, what does Haiti? Okay. Wow. Wow. I'm going to get one more card. What does Haiti Gonzalez? And they were like, nope, more than that. Okay. Wow. Okay. Wow. Okay. So the first card you're getting is New Moon in Cancer. You and your loved ones are safe. Okay. New Moon in Cancer. You and your loved ones are safe. Then you have a new start is coming. New moon. Okay. You're very close to achieving your goal. Okay. A fiery climax approaches. Full moon in Aries. Okay. And hold your vision. Fixed moon. I feel like we've been talking about the vision thing for a minute. Some of y'all really need to go and rewatch the weekly healing circle, okay, that we had on Monday, because it's still in effect. It's definitely still in effect. First and foremost, there's definitely a sense of family here, because you're getting the New Moon in Cancer. You and your loved ones are safe. There's definitely a sense of protection, especially if there's been a little bit of turbulence the past couple of weeks. There is a little bit more stability when it comes to like your protection, but also certain things that are happening within the family as well. There's definitely feels like a new start is coming, and there's also a goal that is going to be achieved while this is happening. It feels very much like it's like a fresh start, but it's also a new opportunity happening at the same time. And it's really focused in on what your goals are, what your dreams are, and what you envision yourself for this year. What is it that you want to achieve, and what is it that you want to do? With this, I would say that it just seems like you actually might have another child. Actually, a fiery climax approaches. This is Aries. This is very like sexual energy, but it's also like a breakthrough. And it might be a building of the family. It might be like you growing your family as well, especially if that's something that you want right now. But this definitely has something to do with family members, or you expanding the family in a different way. But there's definitely something, there's a dream, there's something that you want, there's something that you've been asking for or praying for. And it's almost like there's going to be an opportunity for you to get it within the next couple of weeks. It feels like you're either going to get pregnant, or somebody will like there's the vision that you have specifically for your family right now. That's what's manifesting right now. There's like a it's almost like it feels like a burst of energy. It's almost like when you're making like a fire and you're waiting for the thing to light up, for the thing to spark. That's what it feels like. That's what this feels like. It's a spark. It's something that happens. It might come off a little bit of or unexpected as well. But it feels like it's coming fairly quickly. Okay, it feels like it's coming fairly quickly. The fact that it's the new moon in Cancer that's being, highlighted on here, because Cancer also rules like emotional energy, but also like nourishment. There's this energy of like being able to have like some protection set in place. How do I explain this? It's like it's almost like you are protected during this time. You are protected during this, the creation that is happening, the start that is happening. There's like this you are protected, like you're not harmed during this time. What you're creating is something that's very, it's almost like there's a bubble, it's like a shield. It's like you're in a safe space to be able to manifest this properly, and you'll be able to bring it to fruition. It is something that you want. Your bottom of the deck is confidence is your key to success. Okay, which is the new moon in Leo. So what I would recommend during this time is for you to maintain confidence. Okay, you are confident. I am walk around like I am protected. I'm good. I don't gotta worry. I have nothing to worry about. I got it. I'm okay. I'm great. You need to walk around with the utmost confidence during this time, because that's what's manifesting. Your confidence is adding to that climax, adding to the fire, adding to how quick it manifests. It's your confidence. Okay, it's your energy. It's how you feel about it. Okay, it's how you feel about it. This is why it started with that Cancer energy. It's all about your emotions right now. How you feel, the things that you're feeling are manifesting. And because your emotional energy, water energy itself, is tied. Okay, Pisces is a water sign. And Pisces also rules creativity. Okay, that sense of creation is very Piscean energy, but also Cancer energy, because Cancer rules nourishment and family. And Cancer is all about creation and multiplying the family. So there is this sense of like vision. Okay. Again, it goes back to what I just said about like, some of y'all need to go watch the weekly healing circle that we did on Monday if you haven't watched it already, because we talked about vision, and that is your outcome. It's about you achieving your vision, you achieving that. You just need to keep your confidence levels, and maintain that during this time. Ain't nothing gonna stop you from manifesting the thing that you want. Ain't nothing. Just walk around like it's yours, and it will manifest fairly quickly, because you got 2 cardinal moons in here. You got 2 cardinal moons, Aries and Cancer. Really, really, really fast energies. So definitely take it one step at a time, but just move through that freshness, especially because, you know, it's a new season. Navigate through the freshness, like it's a new start, new year, new astrological year, new you, but also like hold on to the vision, what you want, and just walk around like it's already yours, because it most definitely is. Your spirits are being very, very clear right now, but you need to also romanticize your life, as I've been telling everybody else to do so as well. Okay, because it's definitely something that's very, very important. That is your reading, my love. I hope that it made sense. I'm gonna do Drea. I believe Drea was next. And then I gotta see. I'm gonna try to see whoever else sent the. Hold on, let me just check it real quick. I think that was for the most part. Okay, so I'm trying to see everybody. Hold on, this is refreshing. Okay, everything kind of refreshed, so I can't see the other 2. I think we have like 4 more readings on here. So yeah, I'm gonna do the last, I think it's like 3 different readings. So I'm gonna do thank you. Okay. We're gonna do summer first. Said any deck. Okay, let's see. The mermaid deck is calling me, so we're gonna do the mermaid deck today. Okay. What kind of work am I not seeing that needs to be done? Oh wow. That actually came up pretty fast. We're gonna pull one more card. What kind of that came out really hard. Your reading came out really, really, really fast. Okay, so you got healing and dive deep. Then you got waiting. Then you got free spirit. And then you got move forward. Okay, I'm sorry to break it to you. It feels like I'm gonna be breaking something to you, but you're gonna go through a period where you're gonna kind of need to like detach yourself a little bit. This is giving me very Aquarius energy, because Aquarius rules individuality and then the collective. So it's almost like you need to work on your individual self first before you can kind of come back to the world, present yourself to the world, right? During this time, you're gonna be doing a lot of healing work. It's definitely you. There's a need for you to dive in deeper, to focus your energy levels, to focus on it's almost kind of like taking a little bit of a deeper look within yourself. You might need to do some past life work during this time. You might need to do some like removing some blockages energetically that you have. You might need to do some ancestor work during this time. It might also look like shadow work, like a lot of shadow work that you're healing and working through right now. But it's almost like all the work that you're doing is going to help you stay on track for the future, okay, for how you're going to move forward at a later pace. Like right now there's a sense of I gotta kind of do me right now. I gotta kind of just spend some time with myself and focus on myself right now, right? That's what it's giving. And then when the time is right, okay, because it's almost like you're going to be waiting for a sign or a clue or a moment where it's like you're going to feel like, okay, now it's the right time for me to move forward or step forward, or get back on track with what I'm supposed to be doing. It's almost like the healing that you're going to do, it's going to make you spend a lot of time just focusing on yourself, because you're also getting the free spirit card. And then it's like once you're building and maintaining that really solid relationship with yourself, that's when you're going to feel strong enough and a little bit more stable, and grounded enough to move forward in a way that's like you are in control now. Like it's like you're going on a journey of almost like building a relationship with yourself. This is very layered. It's like think of it as you dating you. You're dating yourself. You're taking yourself out on dates. You're traveling. You're learning about yourself. You're healing yourself. You're cooking for yourself. You're working out with yourself. Like it's a very deep journey, but the journey itself is very healing. That's where it ends up being. This is not something that you might, and this is the reason why I started the reading saying I'm gonna break something to you, because the bottom of the deck is letting go, memories. Okay. The reason why I said I'm sorry to break this to you is because not everybody has a really easy time navigating through these energies. If you have Aquarius placements, if you are heavy Aquarius placements, you will have an easier time than not navigating these energies. But if you are not necessarily comfortable with having to detach yourself, or just take some time just for you, how attached you are to other people or certain situations, this is going to be a little bit of a harder task, okay? Because spending time with yourself can be like, oh, that sounds so easy, right? But not everybody can do that. Some people need other people to process things. Some people need their friends. Some people need their family members. Some people need to be in love or need their partners. Is giving Euphoria Cassie vibes, honestly, in order to navigate their lives. And it can be very, very, daunting to be like, oh no, you need to spend time with yourself and heal yourself first. You need to go to therapy. You need to process certain things. Some people have a harder time accepting that journey because it requires them to be by themselves. But what I will tell you, what I always tell everybody, you were born alone, you die alone. Okay, your soul's journey is yours alone. You will intermix and have, your road will cross other people's and stuff like that throughout your life, but your journey will always be alone. Okay, your path will always be alone. And so because your path is always alone, you need to make sure that you're giving yourself space to do this. And this is it's going to feel like a process. It's going to feel like you are kind of just going with the flow. And it really feels like this wave right here. This is like really what it feels like. You're going with the flow. You're going with your own flow. You are dictating how you're spending your time. You're dictating what you're doing. It's like you're a little bit liberated. It's a bit of liberation before you can move forward. But that liberation is going to be healing. And it's going to allow you to look at yourself, look at your life in a different perspective. And I think that in itself is healing. But it's a process, boo. It is a process. It is a process. I would say just take it one step at a time, and focus on on healing and getting to know yourself down to a very soul level. Once you do that process, you'll be able to move forward a little bit different, because you would have let go and you would have healed so much from the past. Especially if there's certain things that are haunting you from the past that are like making it like impossible for you to move forward in any capacity. You're gonna have to kind of, you know, go on that journey, go on that road, and that's might not be, you know, the easiest journey to have to take. So yeah, that's why I said that at the beginning of the reading. But I feel like you'll be fine. But you just gotta remember that you'll be fine, and you gotta remember that you're just spending time with you right now. It's you time, okay? It's you time. Me time is some of my favorite times in my life. So, you know, don't see it as a bad thing, and don't see it as you're alienating yourself. See it as you are building yourself. See it as you're training to go into war, okay? See it as, I don't know, you becoming an Avenger or something. Like you training for the bigger picture, okay? I don't know. See it as this point in time is very important for you to maintain who you are and for you to be who you are to the fullest. That's the key thing about it. But yeah, that was your reading, my love. I hope that you got all the messages that you needed. Thank you. Okay, so then we're going to be doing Infinity general reading. I'm assuming you want me to pick the deck for you because you didn't post it in here. And then I think it's Lulu. And then I think that was the last person, if I'm not mistaken. And then we're going to go ahead and sign off after that. Okay, so general reading. So Infinity, you didn't say which deck you want me to use, so I'm gonna pick it for you. Okay, so Archangel Michael wants to take this one, so we're just gonna. That's what we're doing. What does Infinity need to know right now, Archangel Michael? What does Infinity need to know right now? Okay. Oh wow. What does Infinity need to know right now? Oh wow. Okay. Okay. A couple of things. So first one you're getting is new beginnings and a fresh start. Looks like these. New beginnings and a fresh start. Then we have keep your eyes on your targeted intention. Okay, keep your eyes on your targeted intention. Then we have admit the truth to yourself and act accordingly. Okay, admit the truth to yourself and act accordingly. Oh, Lord. Okay, so when it comes to your reading and what's going on right now, the Aries season definitely has triggered a fresh start. This is definitely something that you're going through right now. There's definitely your energy levels are a little bit different. You're feeling a little bit more empowered to do and focus on certain things that you need to do. But it's almost kind of like it's putting you in a position where you need to stay really, really goal oriented. Okay, you need to be a little bit more focused on like staying on task, okay? Especially if there's a specific thing that you're trying to manifest, if there's a specific intention that you're trying to work towards, if there's something specifically that you're like, oh my God, if I just do this and then get there, I'm gonna be here, and that's where I need to be. I need to get to there first. If you just like stay on task and focus on your intention overall, if you keep your goal at the forefront, you are really in a really, really, really solid spot. The issue, that you're having the most, is with how you're kind of navigating the things around you, right? Because you have to admit the truth to yourself and act accordingly. You might find yourself being a little bit distracted or having people, disrupt your peace or having some random stuff happen that try to steer you away or keep you off course from this. This might manifest as a friend's doubting you, and then that creating doubt for yourself about the intentions that you have or the things that you want to achieve. This might manifest as someone or a family member, or someone bringing in like some really random ass negativity where it's just you're kind of like, oh my God, why is this person like being so like this? Now it's making me feel this way. And you're not kind of putting those two pieces together out of love or care for that person or that situation. But you need to be very mindful of the people that you have around you right now, while you are going through this energy. Because yes, there's this energy of you being very focused, you being very bold, you being very like, I am on task, I am staying committed, I am staying very much in alignment with what I'm trying to achieve. But then there's also this energy of like, if I'm being honest, they were being hella jealous or hella negative. Like, what the hell was that about? Like, there's just this need, like, your bottom of the deck is detached from the situation. So this is giving me someone who is watching what you're going through, watching the journey that you're taking, watching the like intentions that you have, okay, the dreams and the goals that you have for yourself, and then pissing all over it. This is what it's giving me. It's giving me you need to accept the fact that there's not everybody in your life has your best interest at heart. It's giving jealousy, is giving bitterness, okay, is giving a lot of things, but it's not giving goodness, okay. And so because this person is not centering your dreams and your intentions, you need to really admit the truth to yourself and decide what you want to do about it, okay. Because again, one of the things I spoke about earlier was spiritual consent. You could 1000% sit here, ask for protection all day, but if you consent for certain people to be in your life that are literally throwing rocks at you, and you just let them, then you consented to not being protected from those people. Okay. And so I need you to do this. You need to detach from the situation. You really need to reevaluate from like what's going on in your life where certain people are literally trying to get in your way of your growth, in your way of your life, no matter what level they're in of relationship you have with this person. They could be your parent. It doesn't matter. You need to make sure that you have the right and proper boundaries in order for you to stay on task, because you have a lot that you're focusing on. And what you do not need is somebody projecting their own insecurities, their own shit up onto you, because that's literally the way that it's coming off. It's like you're like right here, you're tunnel visioning over here, and some people are trying to break your damn tunnel. And it's giving jealousy and it's giving bitterness. That's just the way it's coming up. But you also need to stop protecting these people. You need to stop protecting these people. Why do you need to protect them? Why do you need to protect? Why do you need to make excuses for their behavior? That's what I need to know. That's what I need to know. Why are you making excuses for their behavior? You need to accept certain things for what they are. You could love someone and they could literally make things worse for you. Two things could be true at the same time. You could love and care about someone, and then that same person could literally try to completely derail your path at the same time. Two things could be true. Both of those things could be true. Okay? You need to not let other people's shit affect you. And you need to pay attention to how your care for somebody else or their presence in your life, how they impact you, and the changes in the thoughts and your mentality, okay, your intention about certain things that you are trying to bring into fruition. Because these people are not, they're not the ones that have your vision. You have your vision. If your vision gets derailed, what are they going to do? They're going to blame you for not holding on to that vision, even though they were the one who threw you the negative energy in the first place. It'd be a hot mess. But again, it's your journey. You need to make sure that you're protecting yourself, that you are protected, and that you are ultimately looking at how other people are moving around you. Do not make excuses for other people's shitty behavior. Please. Please. Because then you're just going to set yourself up for failure. And then you're going to be out here like wondering, like, oh my God, why didn't it happen? Why do I feel blocked? Why did you keep people in your life that make you feel blocked? Okay, you need better protection boundaries during this time, and you need to focus on your strength, and empowering yourself. And if somebody is not empowering you, they are an enemy. Okay, you could love somebody and they could be a shit-faced enemy at the same time. And that is your reading, my love. I hope you got all the messages that you needed. It was very bold, it was very sassy, but I had to tell you how it is because that's the way it came out. So I'll let you know. Okay. And then we're going to do, I think Lulu is the last one. Wait. Oh no, it was Drea before. Okay, so we're going to do Drea and then we're going to do Lulu. Because I remember I was like, I said something and then the chat refreshed and I can't see the past messages. So don't kill me, y'all. Okay, so Drea, did you have a deck that you wanted me to use? If you did, I'm going to give you a second to put that in the comments. Am I closed? Like, am I a closed practice? No, I'm joking. I'm messing with you. So yeah, I only have like 2 readings that I'm gonna do left, and they're already taken. So we'll be leaving after this. But we are here every week, so come through. Also, this would be a great time for me to remind y'all that I am having a special on all of my services. So if you actually wanted a reading with me, like a one-on-one type of thing, I have a coupon code right now. You can use the code Spring Equinox in all caps for 20% off all of my services. And if you're a Patreon member, you get 25% all of my services right now until April 1st. So if you wanted a reading from me, but like not today, like a different day, that would be the best way to do it at this time because you get a discount. So I highly recommend that. My website is linked in my bio, by the way. Okay, so Drea said general. Okay, got you. Any day. Okay, Archangel Michael wants to take this one again. Apparently, Archangel Michael has a lot to say. So, Drea, what does Drea need to know right now? Archangel Michael, what does Drea need to know right now? What's going on with Drea? Ooh. What does Drea need to know right now? Wait. What does Drea need to... Oh. Hold on. What does Drea need to know right now? Drea? What does Drea... Okay, so we need to have a conversation. But we need to have a whole conversation. Okay, so these are your cards, my love. You got energy healing work. Okay. You have the romance angels are helping you. Okay. You have it's time to leave an unhealthy situation. And you have write about your thoughts and feelings. Okay. So what is going on? There's a couple of things going on actually. First and foremost, with the energy healing work, when these two cards came out, it kind of reminded me of my own situation. And I've told the story many a times, and some of y'all probably would have like heard it by now. But like, I'm going to say it again because that's literally what I thought about when these two things came out. And I think you kind of need to hear it. So the story about how I manifested my fiance, it's kind of, I mean, you could say it's long. It's not really that long of a story. But basically, long story short, I had to spend a whole ass year, okay, with some jade, because your girl's a Capricorn, and I mentioned this in a past video before. When I had my heart chakra blocked, your girl will hold a rose quartz in her hands, and it would hurt. Okay, it would literally cause me so much pain. I would feel so overly emotional. It was really like I had to put it down. Like it was okay. And rose quartz is one of the sweetest stones, but I'm an earth sign. Okay, I am a Capricorn. So I couldn't, go about my healing in a very overly emotional way. And rose quartz was making me too emotional. So your girl had to use a jade because jade was great. It's really good for grounding, love, and money, but it's also really good for the heart. Okay. And so because it was a little bit more earthy in nature, even though all crystals are rocks and they're earthy, but because it was the energy itself was a little bit more grounded, I was able to kind of focus on just healing my heart, just literally healing my heart before I met my fiance, before I manifested my fiance. I had to do a whole year of energy healing work in order for me to be ready to receive my person. And then when I done went ahead and was ready, when I did the energy healing work required, when I focused on healing myself, when I focused on healing my heart, okay, and my heart was in a good place, I was able to not only hold rose quartz in my hands without it hurting me, and that's how I knew also that I had healed that shit. But that's when I went to the ocean and I went to say hello to Yamaya. And I had petitioned to Yamaya. I brought her an offering to manifest my fiance. And I literally did a whole entire ass ritual. And I told her, I was like, I don't want to slide in nobody's DMs. I don't want no people sliding into my damn DMs. I just want to be my person. I want to be my person. And Yamaya's a really amazing Orisha to petition for this because Yamaya's all about family. So usually if she partners you up with somebody, it's going to end up being someone that you either have a kid with or a family with, or it's meant to, like, you're going to build that and have that grounding with. She's really amazing for that in the sense of fertility and stuff like that. But I had done the ritual. I had divined on the ritual beforehand. And it said that it will come to pass. So I was like, okay. I asked Yamaya, asked her very nicely from my heart. And I was like, listen, I just want to have my partner. Okay. I did all this healing work. I just want to have my partner. I just want babe. Okay. And literally the day after that ritual happens, mind you, we did this in the ocean. This was in Grenada. So we did the offering. We did the coconut offering in the ocean. A whole bunch of fishes came out of the blue to literally collect the petitions. Like, it was that serious. Like we were on in the water. Because it was a group of us doing this, doing a ritual, not for all the same thing, but for different things. And I saw these fishes come through, and they were just they surrounded the whole entire group. And I was like, oh shit, okay. So the petitions were taken. The next day, when I did my meditations with my spirits, my ancestors, it just this whole thing started where they just started telling me like, oh, she's coming, she's coming, she's coming, she's coming. So if I was asking about something else, like let's say I was like, oh, can I get some guidance on this or that or something else that I'm going to, whatever, they'll be like, oh, and by the way, she's coming, she's still coming. Okay. That happened for about 3.5 months. And then I met my fiance right after. Now, what I didn't know is that my fiance, until I was talking to my fiance, was that my fiance had also done a ritual to get my asked for the same thing. And then we literally met a whole month and a half after that. But it took this, okay? It took me being ready. It took the energy healing work for me to get to the point where I was even ready to ask for what I needed. Right now, you need to focus on healing your energy, okay? If you are specifically had issues in the past, if you have some traumas or some issues in the past, whether emotional, mental, whatever it is, you need to focus on healing your energy. That could look like therapy. That could look like working with crystals. That could look like getting a sound bath, some sound healing. That could look like so many different things. But right now, your focus should be on healing your energy, because the way that this is set up is like your spirits, your ancestors, your guides are setting you up towards a new thing. And this is why you're getting the romance angels are helping you, because you're being set up for a different future. But you need to heal first. You need to prepare. Okay. It's time to leave an unhealthy situation. These stagnant energies that you have, that you're holding on to, you're not the person who is ready to receive what you want. Okay. You are not the person, you're not where you are at to receive the things that you want. You need to be, you need to get to that point, but you're not there yet. And so right now, what you should be doing is getting yourself ready to receive the future. Because the one thing that I knew that I had to do was heal my heart, especially with the way my natal chart looks, y'all. Listen, one thing I knew I had to do was heal my heart. That was something that was super important. Not only on a past life level for myself, but also when it comes to my North Node, because my North Node is in a whole ass 7th house. So I knew that part of what I'm meant to do in this life is heal my relationships, heal my relationships with other people, and heal my heart in order for me to receive the relationship that I want and that I need, that it's the right one in this lifetime for me, in order for me to heal those issues. So I had to get myself ready by healing in order to petition to receive the thing that I now have, which is great. But it took a lot of work. That's why I call energy healing work. Emphasis on the work. Okay, emphasis on the work right here. Emphasis on the work. It takes work, but you need to keep your mindset in the goal itself. You know that when you are healed, you know that when you have gotten to the point where you work through all the issues that you needed to work through, that you are in a place to receive, because you've made space, you've made room in your heart to be able to receive this. Okay, right now you are not ready to receive, you are ready to leave. Okay, you gotta go, you gotta do some things, you gotta do a lot of releasing work. But you also need to process your emotional energy. Write down about your thoughts and feelings is giving me you haven't quite fully processed some of the experiences that you've had. And you really need to get clear about how and why you need to even connect with someone in that way, how you want to be treated, how you treat yourself first, how you love yourself first, and what you will and will not tolerate from people. Okay, it's giving you need to get clearer with yourself. You need to know yourself a little bit better. You need to love yourself a little bit better. And in order to do that, you need to do this. You need to focus on healing yourself. I would literally highly recommend working with crystals at this time. But I also recommend, you could do Reiki. You can also do like some sound healing. You could do it also feels like you also need therapy. That's in part. You also need to do some therapy with the write about your thoughts and feelings. You need to process certain things that have happened to you in the past. And it's very layered. It's very layered because it might take you some time to process some of your experiences that you have gone through, but it's time to leave them in the past. It's time to leave them where they're at because you are moving into a place of receiving. But in order to receive, you must be ready to receive. Okay, you can't just, be the way that you are now and receive this beautiful thing that's coming for you in the future. You're not ready. You're not the person that you need to be to receive those things. And that might sound, harsh, but it's a journey. It's a journey that you need to take for yourself. And it's gonna be one step at a time. One step at a time. But focus on healing yourself first. Your priority right now should be on healing yourself, should be on you maintaining your own integrity, especially of your heart, but also the past experiences that you've had. You need to make peace with certain things that happened. You really do, because you cannot change them, and you cannot continue to play them over your in your head over and over and try to change them in your head. It's just not going to happen. So what you need to do is make peace with it, but also understand and recognize that it has become unhealthy for you to stay in this loop, and you need to see your way out of it. Okay, so that is your reading, my love. I hope that it made sense. I hope that, you got the messages that you needed. And I will see you in the next one, boo. Okay. Now we're going to do Lulu. Lulu, did you have oh, here we go. I think it's here. Okay. So now you can do a reading. Love life super open to any deck. Muchas gracias. Okay. Love life. Who wants to take this one? Okay, the mermaids want to take this one, so we're just gonna go with that one because they were just like, me. Okay, Lulu. What does Lulu need to know about love life? Lulu need to know about. I knew that was gonna come out. I knew it. I knew that was gonna come out, but I was just waiting for it to come out anyway. What does Lulu need to know about? Okay. One more card. Your spirits are real funny. Okay. Your spirits are so funny. Oh my God. Okay. You're going to realize why when I tell you. Okay, so the first card that I knew was going to come out was letting go. Okay, then you got memories. Okay, memories. Relaxation. The future. Love. This is why I said your spirits are real funny, because they were just like the future. Like right now, they made this so easy because it's just like it's very straightforward. Right now, you need to focus on letting go. You've been putting a lot of strain specifically on, things from the past. There's been really a lot of reflection coming through, especially from, Pisces season being very much a time of reflection, a time of, rest, but also dreaming. This is also why bottom of the deck is dreaming. There's almost kind of like the way things have been haunting you or coming up subconsciously specifically. There's been a lot of things coming up. There's been a lot of reminiscing. There's been a lot of like, oh, that song reminds me about this person. There's just been a lot of like, there's been a lot of reflection in the past. But there's still, you still kind of have to process certain things about the way how things have impacted you. So you are going through a journey where you are processing your disconnect, and the things that you need to let go. There are certain things that it almost like it sucks that they're in the past, and that's how it feels. It's like, oh my God, I just keep thinking about that one time. But that's really not what you should be doing right now. Okay, you really need to focus on not necessarily making your memories haunt you in a negative way, and just kind of making peace with the time that was spent overall, and just kind of setting yourself up by letting go now so you can kind of move forward in a way that makes sense. Because it just feels like you don't want to miss somebody, like you don't want to put yourself in that situation, you don't want to kind of just when is it going to be over? When are you going to be able to move forward? You really need to focus on your self-care right now. This is also why you're getting relaxation. You need to focus on your energy levels. You need to focus on, unwinding. You need to focus on just taking care of you at this time. There's like this need of just taking a step back and really relaxing. And what does that look like for you? For all of us, it looks like, something different. Okay. One of the ways I relax is by listening to music. It's by meditating. It's by getting a massage. Okay. It's by doing my damn nails. Like I will literally just sit there, paint my nails, and I'll be relaxed as hell. Or even just watching a movie or just listening to a podcast or something like that. There's different ways that you're kind of navigating or need to navigate, what you're going through and processing everything, but you need to have a little bit of a more relaxed perspective towards your memories. Certain things they happened. You cannot change that they happened because they happened. And because they happened and they already are in the past, you need to come to terms with how things went down and the way that things went down. And the way that it's not getting in your way of, your now and your future, in a way that is kind of like you can't even be relaxed about the past. You need to be relaxed. Okay, you need to be a little bit more relaxed. You need to let go of the emotional energies attached to some of these memories, because the second that you are in a state where you're just like, oh, you let go and things are a little bit more open towards, your body's relaxed, you're a little bit more open. That's when this happens. Okay, that's when the future happens. That's when the love comes in. I have said this so many times, but every single time that I've ever, gotten into a new relationship or even started liking someone is from the moment that I was just like straight focusing on myself. I was just doing me, and then all of a sudden they came out of the damn blue with the damn shit. And then that's when I end up having a crush on somebody or falling for somebody or whatever. It was always when I wasn't expecting it. I was too busy doing me, traveling, doing whatever, and then all of a sudden, oh, I got a crush on someone, and now there goes my hope. There goes my brain. There goes my consciousness. There goes me daydreaming. There goes that, because everything goes out the window. Right now, you need to focus on your self-care. Period. You need to understand that the process of you moving into more love, the process of your relationships, and how you receive love from others as well, requires for you to have that midway period. Okay, that rest stop where you are relaxed, where you're chill, where you're just kind of like going with your own flow of things. Okay, and then once you're in that flow, boom. It's like ding dong. It's like that TikTok sound. It's like ding dong, and then all of a sudden, you fall for someone. Okay, it's a process, but right now you're over here. Right now you're in this stage. You need to get over here, but you need to do this. You need to do the midway point and relax. Okay, you need to do the healing. You need to let go. You need to not weaponize your memories against you. Okay, you need to come to terms with the things that are coming up in your dreams, as well, because there are some things about the past that could be haunting you. Maybe you regret it the way that you said it, but then if you regretted something, make peace with it. Make peace with it. Forgive yourself. Forgive the moment. Forgive the situation. Make peace with it. You have to let go the things that you cannot control, or the things that you wish you would have done differently. You just can't sit on that anymore. You can't sulk on it. If it's coming up energetically and spiritually for you, it's because you haven't done that work yet. But you just need to get to the point where you are relaxed, where you are at peace, where you are going with your flow, and then unexpectedly and out of the blue, you will get here. That's what your spirits are saying, my love. So thank y'all for being here. And I hope that you got all the messages you needed. Thank y'all for being here today. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. We stayed on a little bit longer than I said we were going to, but it was totally fine. Thank y'all for being here. As always, thank you for all the Patreon members. Thank you for all of the love, everything that I just, you guys absolutely just have just given me so much blessings of staying on track with like my course and my life and all the stuff that I'm working on for you guys. I'm so happy that I'm finally gonna get to start, writing my book this year and everything. So I'm just really excited for all the things that are coming up in the future and all the things that I'm working on for y'all, and just the continuous growth that you bring to my life. So thank you so much for all the love and support. I will definitely see y'all in the next video. Thank you guys so much. And I hope that y'all have a great night. And again, if you want to book a reading with me, link it will be on my bio for YouTube. It will be in the description. And don't forget to use the code Spring Equinox in all caps, because that will give you 20% off all my services. So if you need a reading elsewhere, okay? I love you guys. Have a blessed night. Bye. Bye, y'all. Have a good night.